What's going down, people? What's going down? It's been a hot minute. Good to be back. For those of y'all that have been following me on Twitter, whether it's the Sergeant Solid account or the original Quest for 3LA or Mr. Elk Spaghetti, I got the Mr. Elk Spaghetti one back. It's been a hot minute. Finally got restored after jumping through some hoops and some legal action. Some paperwork got served to the right people, finally made it to the right levels. They understand that they made an error. Originally, that account was taken down because I posted the U.S. code, the like law of the land, the code section. I'm not going to say here because then these idiots will fucking ban my ass for it too. But basically, I posted the 18 USC code for the crime of treason, which included the penalties. And there's one penalty for treason. Y'all know what it is. That's why people don't commit treason, because the penalty is non-recoverable. Neither here nor there. I got permanently banned off of Twitter for posting that, and there's other accounts that have been posting threats of bodily harm and threatening people and shit like that, catching 60-day, 90-day, 6-month bans, and they're good to go. My account's been restored. I got a nice personal email from somebody apologizing because of the actions of certain individuals that are no longer with the organization known as X. So that's been restored. If you guys aren't already following that Quest for, it's Quest for the spell it out. Quest FOR 3 THREE LA is the Mr. Elk Spaghetti account. If you guys aren't already following that one, please do so. I'm going to be doing the majority of my communications there. I will keep the Sergeant Solid 911 account, but that will not be my main page. I also have an Instagram, but that's more for other goofy shit and stuff law enforcement related, stuff like that. So that is also Quest for 3LA. That's my Instagram deal. But y'all know how shit goes with IG and this shit there. So I don't do a lot of posting there. I just do a lot of fucking looking and laughing and meme stealing and shit like that, like you guys do. You guys find fucked up memes that are funny, send them to me. You can send them to me in DMs on Twitter or DMs on there. I get a kick out of it. If I don't fucking respond, don't get butthurt. My request folder on Instagram has anywhere between fucking 1,200 to fucking like 10,000 at a time. And I'll go through, and if I don't openly like know who you are or recognize like the handle from other platforms or have communicated with you, it's just like, oh, cool. So the email is still up and active, MrElkSpaghetti@gmail.com. I haven't been getting around to a lot of that. I've been going through some shit. So for those of y'all out there that work in law enforcement, fire, medical profession, dealing with PTSD or PTS, I've been in the career field for a long time, 26 years. I'm still active, but that shit adds up. Those bodies add up. Those incidents, those traumatic fucking incidents add up. And you have to understand them. And for those of y'all that work in the field, and even those of y'all that don't, but you have friends or family that do, understand it's okay to not be okay. But you have to recognize it. You have to be able to pull yourself back and then talk to people who've been there, talk to professionals, be able to get your fucking head right. Because when you serve and you see that shit for so long, there is a breaking point in aggregate with all the shit that you end up seeing. So I took a lot of time off here recently, spent some time with my family. My son's got me into RC racing, so it's real cool. I'm doing short course stadium truck racing, getting trucks ready for the upcoming season come fall. You guys may see some more content on that, whether it be on the X platform, YouTube, or IG. I had a nice little truck that's fast as shit, so learning the ins and outs of that. Shit's been hard since I lost Brother Lou. Just a lot of shit stacked up in aggregate, so that's why I've been disconnected on social media, and even with the exception of some few close friends like Ben and some of the other ones, I've really been just disconnected altogether, trying to get my shit together, my head right, and spending time with my family, doing some of the shit that I love, reimagining, coming back to my purpose and why I do what I do, and if I'm still invested in that. So I still am active in law enforcement. I probably will be for the near future anyways, looking at an exit for my career there. I've been retirement eligible for like 6 years now, so I still do it because I love what I do. I love what I bring to it. I've got guys on my team and other teams within my agency and other agencies that still value what I bring to the table, so there's a lot of teaching from some of the mistakes that I've made or seen others make over the course of a long career that I've been able to bring back and teach throughout the later years of my law enforcement career. So as far as social media and what we've been dealing with, there's a lot of shit on the table right now. There's a lot of shit politically, there's a lot of shit economically, there's a lot of shit on the world scale, not just the US, that is detrimental to everybody. And when I say that, it's not just us here in the States. It's everybody. It's across the pond, Europe, Asia, up north, in the People's Republic of Canada. They're pretty pissed, and they're getting ready to fucking knock the fucking wheels off that truck and get that vehicle fucking shored up and back on the tracks it's supposed to be on. So just keep the faith. There is like probably 90% of the world thinks like you and I do. We love our countries, we love our families, we want to keep more money in our pockets, we want to be left the fuck alone. We don't care what the dude next door does, the dude down the street does, we don't give a fuck. As long as it doesn't affect us or ours, we don't give a fuck. So know that you're in the majority, even though everything that you're seeing in the media says that you're not. You are. You're in the media, and we're going to take that back. We're going to take not only this country back, but we're going to take the world back. Every country that has citizens that love their families, their freedoms, and their country, we're going to take that shit back, because everybody wants the same thing. We want to live in peace. We want to prosper. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. The biggest news over the last 3 months, if y'all been tracking, is the petrodollar. The petrodollar, the world reserve currency. The petrodollar, as y'all know, has gone by the wayside. There's a bunch of hit pieces out there saying how there was never an agreement between the U.S. and certain Middle Eastern countries to provide military support in exchange for exchanging U.S. dollars for oil around the globe. That's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. When you read it, just know they're gaslighting the fuck out of you. With that being said, the petrodollar is going away. They're starting to deal in some other currencies, and I'm not going to get into those to avoid getting flagged, but y'all can do the research on it. That's a big deal. So some changes economically are going to come around, because without the US dollar being the world reserve currency, it puts us in a unique situation to fucking fail at a massive scale. With that being said, not all is lost, because I know there's some stuff coming here after the election in the end of January, coming February, with some economic changes and being able to peg either our existing fiat dollar, which I don't think is going to exist for very much longer, into a new digital dollar, not a CBDC, a digital dollar that's going to have backing, whether it be petro, natural gas, precious metals, whatever the new administration chooses to do. It's going to be an exciting time. However, for those of y'all that have been following the channel, been following myself or Lou for the last 2-3 years, we've been putting the warning signs out there. We've been telling you guys what they're going to do, and they're doing it. Been doing it. They're not Democrats, they're fucking communists, and that may get this video censored, but I don't give a fuck at this point. Even Democrats are pissed off because they want to live prosperously, they want to be left alone, they want to love their country and their families, and they're pissed off too. So now it's not fucking Democrats versus Republicans, it's Americans versus communists. So as long as you guys understand that moving forward, there's a lot of people going through the scamdemic that were lied to, just like you were. And they jumped on the train and believed it, and they believed it, and they believed it. Now is starting to come out. Everything that some of us were saying about the mask, the vaccine, the whole scamdemic was all bullshit. They're starting to understand it's true. We need to not bust their chops any longer about them being wrong and understand their victims as well. We need to come together, because there's no way in fuck we're gonna let these individuals get away with fucking. This is like Nuremberg trials level shit. Without going further into details on that, because the commies here will definitely smash my dick hole for it. The petrodollar, the world reserve currency, is coming to an end. However, all good things come to an end. We are going to have something better coming out of it. I have inside information to a level. I don't have all the details, but I'm not going to get into it because that's going to be shared at a later date. Probably, let's give it September, October timeframe, where you get more of the details coming out on what exactly the plan is. So it'd be exciting times. It's going to be hard for a little bit, but I'm gonna preach to y'all now for a second that if you have not been preparing over the last 3 years, you are going to go through some very fucking hard times, and you can't blame it on anybody other than yourself. So somebody on Twitter asked me right now, well, what assets? Well, if I have to tell you that, you're already fucking behind the curve. So there's going to be certain digital assets, and I'm not going to name them off here because there's no fucking point to it. Y'all can do the fucking research. Y'all can look at old posts. You can look at all Lou's videos. You can look at what's doing what's being suppressed, so on and so forth. Then it goes into the hard assets with different precious metals. Gold's pretty expensive, so you guys are going to have a hard time getting into that at any kind of a scale that's going to help you out. However, silver is going to be in high demand because it's going into a ton of electronics, a lot of shit that they're using. So if you can get your hand on silver rounds, stock all you can. That's all I'm going to tell you. The price of silver today will not be the price of silver this time next year. Just I can't give you much more detailed information than that, to where if you don't have a stack of it, I mean, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink. I can buy them books and send them to school, but they can still end up a communist. You know what I'm saying? So, interesting times. But what we do at a broad scale in this family is we protect our families first, and then we worry about protecting one another. But if you're not protecting your family, you can't protect nobody else. So you have to be able to protect yourself at a small scale. Get yourself involved in the local community. Find families that are like-minded. They think like you. They're looking for the same thing. Be prepared to protect yourself. Now more than ever, multiple firearms in a home. More importantly than having the firearm is knowing how to use it proficiently and being trained how to use them. Having a firearm, going to the gun store, taking the little test, and having a firearm in the house does you zero good if you do not know how and when that weapon, that tool is to be utilized. So if you guys need more information on that, drop me a line. There's actually a bunch of really good instructors out there that can teach you guys how to use it. And then I know a lot of y'all don't live in states that are restrictive. If you don't live in states that are restrictive and you guys can open carry, or you're living in a shall issue state where you can get a concealed weapons permit, do it. Do not leave the house without a weapon. Do not leave the house without a weapon.